Good morning, everyone. So today is the January 17th, Tuesday, and yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and so today is really the best, the big day back in trading, um, and so that's why I'm decided to do a stream. So I'm gonna just make sure everything's set up here. Okay. Yeah, it's 9:46 Eastern Standard Time and in the morning. Um, and what you're looking at here is my robot or my EA closing out all of its trades at this point. Uh, so over the weekend, we had a pretty big gap, which was like 85 pips or something. So something pretty substantial from the close of the weekend to the open. It was over 90 pips. That's a pretty big jump. It was unexpected, and the reason why is because if you go to the pound, we open up a cleaner pound shot. So if you see the pound, there was a gap on the downside. So the gap here to here, and then that was much more substantial than what you saw on the euro, um, on the euro pound. So the gap there is what caused the gap on the pound, the euro pound, causing me to get in a worse situation. So as you guys know, I'm on a grid of 20 pips each trade. And so you can see each trade is a 20 pip grid, and then this one here. But then the gap happened. And so my EA purchased a short position up at the top and then hit the very top trade up here, which was nice before the reversal. So all this was happening because of the Brexit pressure coming back on again in the last 2 weeks. And if I zoom out here, you can see what this whole cycle of trades looks like. Uh, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So with a total of 13 trades. And I have an account of $3,000, and I just withdrew 2,000 of it. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze here in a second. Try not to. Oof. So what does that look like? So here's my account. Just refresh it. So we have 10%. 1.22% profit is what we had locked in today. So this is what the account looks like. Because all trades are closed out in a basket, like I said in my uh, on my test. So sorry, that sneeze is making my nose a little stuffy. Uh, okay, so this is what the test looked like. Now this is what we looked like. It looked like over 16 years, right? So the test isn't lying so far. I mean, this it's looking like that. It's straight up. There's no uh, drawdown in equity that's showing. It's because all trades close out at the same time in profit. So we have 10% profit, 1.22 today, and a 2.45% profit this month. Uh, and then the last 2 months I've already talked about. So far it's going okay. This group of trades were in for 2 weeks. So it was quite a wait, unfortunately, for them to close out. But you can see that how I'm trading this robot or what it's based on is the idea that even if it pushes up in a big way, there still will be a pullback in some form. How big? It's big, usually big enough for me to close out in profit, as you can see here. Now, how does this happen? It happens because we need uh, the difference of the euro and the pound. So a lot of times they're correlated, as you guys may know. When one is shooting up, the other one is shooting up. But if you look at the beginning or the open of this week, you'll see that the pound has moved up a total of 396 pips, right? And the euro, since the opening of this week, okay, right here from the gap, has moved up only 100. So there's the difference. The difference right there is almost 300 pips, all right? And that's why we had to move back down on the euro pound because of the difference of the pound moving up more than the euro in this case. Because if the euro was just moving up by itself and the pound was flat, then the euro pound would likely be pushing up. So in this case, because of the news that came out this morning, which I'm going to go over now, which some of you probably have already heard, uh, the Prime Minister spoke today, and the big news is the government will put the final Brexit deal to vote in both houses of Parliament. And so the vote is continuing, uh, and that's why the pound decided to push back up because there's still potential for the vote not to go through. I guess there's always that potential. They keep trying to postpone it, and that's why we had the massive shoot up of a ton of pips this week. And it helped me out a lot in this case. Now that I expect this will continue to shoot down more. I mean, I could have held on to it longer, but we never know how long to really hold on to these things for. So right now in this area, we're looking for only buy positions. We need a trigger candle, which I haven't gotten yet. Need an inside candle. None of that has happened. I expect this to continue pushing down more before we get that. So all trades are out. And I now have withdrawn $2,000, and I just did that this morning. And I can show you. If you go to the account history, oh well, let me log into my account. Oh, actually, I don't need to log into my account. I can show you here. Okay, so if you go to the account history, I made this withdrawal maybe an hour ago, and they've already withdrawn it from my account. You see the 2,000. um, and it's already posting on my account that it's been withdrawn. So I should receive that in 2 to 3 days in my bank account. Owanda is the fastest broker for withdrawing I've ever been with in the last 11 years. They've been really good to me, and now since I'm withdrawing another 2,000, that will make me my total withdrawals from them about 25K over the last 2 years that I've been using them. All right. So this stream today, just wanted to go over and show you guys what my trades are looking like. All right, that's one thing I wanted to show you, that my trades were closed out, that we're in profit overall, uh, and then I want to get into a few other things. Uh, okay, so that's what my account looks like. We're in $79 profit since I started at 500. I've now kept about 1,000 in, and I plan on keeping that in and keeping it that way for the next at least couple months. Um, so Happy Forex. I wanted to talk about this real fast. Now the creators finally fixed their MyFX page so it's displaying correctly. There was a couple errors on chart. I'm not sure if it was having to do with the broker itself or if it was the EA. But there were some weird discrepancies on the charts that were showing some increases in profit. I spoke to the creator and he said that those were errors and that they should be fixed soon. So this is displaying correctly now. Now you can see the similarities between my EA and this one. Yes, it's had a longer history and in forward testing than mine, but they look very similar. There's lots of straight line and profit, not a lot of equity. You can see there's some areas here with a small equity drawdown, but for the most part, it's been pretty steady. Now my drawdown is higher at 21.81%. That was because of these trades here. And sometimes that will happen. Now the drawdown in Happy Forex has been lower so far. Um, it's a different type of strategy, different than mine, but similar, very similar risk management. Now I'll be likely using both mine and this EA. If you look to the drawdown, you'll see that in the recent history, so since January 15th, the drawdown has been just 6.5% the max drawdown. So uh, the max drawdown must have been earlier in its history, before 2015, January 2015. So in the last 2 years, the max drawdown has only been 6.5%, guys. Um, So I plan on using that this EA. It's not that expensive. I paid $250 for it, and it came with a bunch of other EAs as well. All right. Moving on to what we're going to spend this stream on, since we do now have some viewers in here. Um, okay, so I'm also looking at Nadex now. Nadex binary options. They are the only regulated binary options broker in the U.S. right now, actually. Um, and So I'm looking into maybe taking some trades with them because I see a good risk reward potential by using them. I'll go into more detail about Nadex in a later stream and what benefits it can bring me personally and others as well. All right, and we're also going to talk about today. I wanted to spend a little bit of time on Genesis mining. Genesis Mining is a Bitcoin cloud mining service that I was looking at spending using for my $100,000 that I'm having coming in. And I was going to cover a little bit on this and what is it? Why did I find it? Why was I investing? All that kind of stuff as well. But first, I wanted to go over, give you an update on my AB funders. Uh, Hold on a second. Sorry guys, I need to pull up the right uh, website address. For some reason, I can't find it. Okay. So it looks like the website is currently down, which is never good. But I was going to give you an update on how it's looking for me getting funded. Now you guys know that I'm looking for having $100,000 coming in uh, from a credit service. So they help me basically find uh, a way to get a large amount of money through credit cards. Um, Now, the thing is that we know that this is risky, especially using borrowed funds for trading. Um, but the thing is that I'm looking at the best ways to minimize the risk in doing that, and that's what this stream is all about. Uh, is finding a way to uh, minimize risk on uh, such a large account. So I'm gonna notify the website owners to make sure that their site is to let them know that the site is down. Um, so the update is I'm on hold right now, and I'm currently waiting for them to start searching out creditors for me. Um, and they gave me a time bracket of 3 to 4 weeks. Now, my credit score is 780, which is pretty high, and I have a 22% of my credit being used, so I have about $5,000 out in credit cards right now. Now, the company, abfunders.com, wants me to keep my funds or my credit use as low as possible so they can get me as much money in bulk as possible. And so the lower my credit use, my personal credit usage, the better my chances are for getting 100,000 or more. Um, and So that's why I'm fulfilling their wishes and trying to push my credit down as much as possible. And that is why I made the withdrawal today on my account to help pay off some of the credit card debt that I currently already have. Uh, so the strategy, what I've been going over in the stream already, is to use some of the 100,000 that I'm hoping to get for trading. Now, some of that will be for my current EA that I have going. That's made 10%. Some of it will go towards the Happy Forex 2.2 EA that has very good results. And the third was going to go into Genesis mining, but I've actually pulled that in for reasons that I'll explain in an exclusive stream by itself. Well, I'll go over all the details on why I picked Genesis mining to begin with, and why I have actually nixed it from here on out. Um, and because I don't see profit with them in the long term, and so that's why I'm going to be not using them anymore. So right now on the agenda is that I'm for sure going to be using is my EA and the Happy Forex 2.2 EA. That could still change in the next 2 months because I still am going to have to wait about 2 months before I get funded here. Uh, because they need to wait for my credit cards, the $2,000 that I withdrew from my account to reach my credit card to pay it off, and to also post. So it needs to be posted on my credit score report as well. Um, and I can show you that. Now I'm an honest guy, so I want to show you guys exactly what I'm doing here. And so I don't really I don't hold anything back. Um, and that's important to me because so you get the full picture. Okay, just give me a second. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at now. Uh, and so you guys can get an idea of what I'm going through. Um, so this is, oh, I have to sign in again. Wonderful. So this is credit check total. This website basically allows you to check your credit for $1 for 7 days, and then I think it's 30 after that. So I'm signing in now, and it's actually a pretty good website. They'll show you your credit score on the three brewers, and you can see it's 780, which is pretty good. You can see my credit usage is 5,869, which is 22% of what they're saying that my total credit is. Now, the thing is that I'm going to be getting more than this potentially, 26,000. I mean, this number will probably be exceeded. At least they're trying to exceed it. The company is AB Funders. They're trying to get me 100,000. All right. So they could exceed that by a good portion. So that means I'll be extending my credit in a big way. Now, there's a lot of risk involved in doing that, uh, but they do want me to be under as low as I can. Right now, I'm at 22%. They want me to be at 5% or even less than that, and so that's why I'm working at paying this off so I can get my credit usage down as low as possible. I have a clean history. Everything was worked out. My credit score is high, and so now I'm just having to wait a couple months before the real work can start. Okay, right now we're demo trading the Happy Forex EA, and that is currently in two pending orders. So nothing big. Just rebooted this account. I was trading with $1 million before on a demo with the EA just to test it out. I realized I had the settings placed wrong for only a $100,000 account. So the profit was all off, so that's why I restarted it. The problems with the Happy EA are minimal so far, but there are a couple things that I wanted to bring up. Uh, the trade that's currently in the trades that have happened recently, uh, are not exactly the same trades that I've had on my demo account. With the differences, the broker, uh, the spread, all those kind of things can change the results of the EA. It's a little bit concerning because I was hoping that they would be a little closer to what the test that they have running is. It's fairly close. Not every trade is exactly the same, but it's close enough for me to not nix using the EA yet. Um, and it's been profitable. The EA has done about 0.6% profit on demo for me since I started just last week. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to go over today. Just kind of an update on what's happening, where I am now. So right now I have to wait two months about that time before I see any funds coming in for me on from AB funders. Um, and I can't really do much until that time since I'm just trying to get things set up for that. Now, for you guys that are watching in and saying, "Oh, this guy is really uh, in for it if he's trying to borrow 100K um, or get 100K, and he's going to lose it all." Well, that's what the stream's about. Is my story or my progression with this 100K. And right now, I'm still waiting for it to come in, and that means making my current trading account smaller, as you can see here. I only have $954 left in it because I withdrawn 2,000. And uh, how I planned all this is right now is the build up to getting that 100,000 in my plan and the progression of that plan. And I'm testing out certain things to work with it so I can approach that 100K in the best way as possible. Good evening, Scott, Greg. Good to see you here, man. Um, Forex for life. No longer working at Forex Signal. Not right now. Forex for life. Uh, I uh, I removed myself from the website because of a loss that I had having to do with an EA that I had. It was a scalping EA, and it I left it on during the election and by accident, and it lost a good portion of my account. Instead of I didn't think that Nick was going to kick me from forexsignals.com or ban me or something because of the loss. I was an analyst there, so I do a lot of streams on the website, daily streams, and I don't think he was going to ban me, but I removed myself from it because I wanted people to understand that that's not okay for a trader to just burn 65% of his account in one night because of a mistake, because of a careless mistake. Uh, and so that's why I removed it because I didn't think I should be an analyst there anymore because of such a careless act that I did. Um, and so I've learned from that and realized that I need to be more careful. I've been careful for the last 2 years with my trading, uh, and I thought I was away from making mistakes like that, and I guess I wasn't done with making those kind of mistakes. So this is how I want to approach the next account that I have. As you guys know, AB Funders is helping me try to get 100,000 in funds. And how am I using those? Is I want to use it in the safest way possible. And the safest way to me is the combination of my EA and the Happy Forex 2.2 EA. 16% drawdown over the course of the last 3 years and constant profits each month. Now that's what I'm looking for. Um, so there's a possibility Forex for life that I may come back to Forex signals, but I've almost been banned 3 times now. Nick got on me for he thought that I was trying to sell my EA on the forum and bringing people off the website. It was an unintentional, and I guess I learned my lesson. I received a warning and haven't had anything since. But Nick is pretty skeptical of me, and I feel like he finds me threatening somehow. He heard that I was doing a one-on-one training sessions and was considering banning me then too. Um, which is weird because I'm not training too many people right now. I'm not really taking them away from his website. Most of the people that are watching and have been watching my streams here are from YouTube. There's a few of you that are from forexsignals.com, but yeah, um, I may go back there, but I think it's unlikely at this point. Would you potentially be interested in creating a video series uh, for my forex introduction introduction business? Potentially, yeah, Scott Greg. If you can give me some details on that, I'd be interested in looking into it. Um, and how if for those of you that are watching now and that will be watching later, I'm going to start promoting my series, especially when things get closer to me getting funded for that 100K. I believe that there's a lot of people that are going to want to watch that. They want to watch to see if I fail, if I succeed, if I succeed, how much, how well am I doing? Um, and so there's going to be I would find it a lot of interest to be in that. So I'm going to probably start promoting it. Uh, Once the funds come in, I'll be uh, doing more streams as well on a daily basis, probably, so you can see the day in and day out. I'll also show you. We'll talk more about AB funders and how things are going with that. If I do get funded, I have a LifeLock subscription right now to protect my identity, just in case they try to screw me over. I'm protected with LifeLock for um, identity theft because they do have all of my information. And I'm trusting them with that. But because I have a LifeLock membership, it should help just in case they do try to steal my identity. Um, so the thing is that I'm going through these loops for you guys, uh, and so you can see the process that I'm taking, the personal uh, progress that I'm going through, and making trading work for a full-time income. So you can either follow me, watch how I'm doing, or even take my same steps. Get funded through AB funders, um, and uh, and then take my same steps and make an income that way. You can always do that. So this is my I guess my story and how I plan to continue to proceed. You'll see less streams from me in the meantime. I'm probably going to do just one, maybe two a week, giving you an update status on my progress, what I've found out, if I'm still have the same plan. As you know, my plan's already changed where I have nixed using Genesis mining, which is a cloud mining service for Bitcoin. And I'm going to do a stream on that probably later on this week or beginning of next week to talk about why I'm not using this program anymore. Uh, and then the progress in my training. If I'm going to manual trade, am I going to just do this EA style, or am I going to manual trade on top of that? So I hope that you guys continue to watch. And yeah, Scott, Greg, cool. I'll forward an email. It's a smaller model to what I've mentioned the other day. Great. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Forex for Life. Yeah, I hope to see you more on the streams. Uh, so keep in mind, guys, that the streams will get more as they go, depending on when these funds come in, or if they even come in. Right now, I'm still up in the air. I don't know if AB Funders is going to perform, and I'm waiting to see. Right now, I have my identity protected just in case. I've already signed contracts with them. They're waiting for my credit usage to get down lower once I pay off my credit debt. All right. My credit score is already really high, which is great for me and potentially getting a lot of funds. I'm not going to be risky with this. I'm not going to be risky with the funds that I'm trading. Right now, my EA is great, but yes, the drawdown can be a little high. Now, 20% drawdown on a 100,000 account is $20,000 in potential losses. That's a little bit scary. So I'm going to keep an eye on my EA to see how it does. But the thing is that right now I'm running on high risk. And so likely I'll run it at half the risk that it is now, which means I'd make only 5% profit, but my drawdown would only be 10%. So there's that potential as well using my EA just at a lower risk setting. Um, I'm still planning on it working very well over the long term. just like the Happy Forex EA. Now, Mike's, don't want my gains to be too high. I want them to be in the 3 to 5% range. So 5% being the highest. Looks like I'm having some interference. I think it's my internet. Sorry, guys. Yeah, my internet's cutting in and out. I'm gonna see if this works. All right, sorry about that wait, guys. I just had to reconnect my internet. All right, so I mean, unfortunately, it was right at the very end of the stream. I'm looking for 3 to 5% profit per month to help with on this $100,000 to bring myself a full-time income or close to it. There are other things that are in the pipeline. The Nadex exchange. I'm looking into this for a better, a possible option to add to what I already have going, which is the two EAs. The Nadex is binary options, and I'll go into more detail on that as I learn more about it, and you can see my progress. Okay. How old am I? Says Forex for Life. I am 31. I know that I look like I'm 10 years old. It doesn't go a lot for my credibility because I look so young, but that's okay. Uh, as long as I keep getting carded at the bar, it's always I'll take that as a compliment. I got carded at a rated R movie only a year ago. I guess somebody thought that I wasn't even 18. Pretty ridiculous. Um, but yeah, I'll keep taking it as a compliment as long as people keep thinking that I'm so young. Uh, but in this kind of world, with the trading world, it's always these guys that are in their 40s and 50s that are the ones that are telling you how to trade. And if they look old and sophisticated, then that's enough for them to gain credibility. Um, and that's not always the case. But and I guess I'm here to try to prove them wrong. That a person that's on the younger side and also looks really young can also make trading profits as well. All right, so that's it for this stream today. And I may be back on later this week. I have some guests coming in near the close to the inauguration. Um, so I may not be on later this week, but if I do see you, it'll probably be next week sometime. And I'll give you an update on how things are going, how my trading is going as well. Any updates on Nadix and AB funders is on top of that. All right, thanks guys for watching, and keep posted uh, on my channel to see any updates that come out. Uh, and we'll see you at a different time. Oh, uh, and Scott Gregg would love to hear some music. One channel during the stream one day. Sure, yeah, I might be able to do that. Either play some of my own music or from my group, the Five Browns, or even at some point, maybe if I make a good amount of profit, I can just actually play over a live stream for you guys and do that. So yeah. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.